Welcome back to Hoods. Improv comedy is an art that started here in the city of Chicago, and there's one place in Old Town that has perfected the art of improv comedy for over 50 years and jump-started the careers of numerous comics. That place is the Second City.
My name is Robin Hammond, and I'm Director of Marketing for the Second City.
They got it all wrong. I happen to be the sex symbol of Second City.
So we have two professional theaters, our Main Stage Theater and our ETC Theater. The Main Stage is the original. It seats about 300 people. The ETC is about 25 years old, and they're located in Piper's Alley, and they're right next door. Additionally, we have Donnie Skybox Theater, which is located on the 4th floor of Piper's Alley, and that's a student performance space. So students of the training center perform there, as well as alumni of the training center. Additionally, we just opened a new theater called the DeMott Theater, and it's a smaller black box theater that does mostly improv shows, but again, it features and spotlights our students and alumni. Old Town is such a great neighborhood. You have dozens of amazing restaurants, and also all sorts of tastes. We have a great French restaurant, Italian, American, there are terrific pubs. There's also a lot of history in the city. You kind of feel it as you walk through, I think, this neighborhood. You really get a nice sense of Chicago.
It's changed a great deal because in the 60s, you couldn't walk down the street. Everybody was coming down to see the beatniks, and we were considered the Second City Nicks. And there were dozens of head shops on Wells Street, and it was really very, very crowded. And then it went through a slack period, and I think now the word is out that it's safe to come down here, and there's some very nice stores and restaurants, and it's really a nice neighborhood.
When I first came into contact with Second City, a friend of mine had gotten a job here as a stage manager, and I just moved to Chicago from Virginia. I came to see his first home show, and I walked in the door, and there, as I walk in, there's a picture of Gilda Radner and Belushi, and as I'm walking up the stairs, every face that's ever meant anything to me in comedy was there, and it was the best show I'd ever seen in my life. And coming in to watch that show, I really, at that moment, I was like, I want to be a part of this in some way. We're really fortunate that the people that come to our theater, are like me. They walked in, they had an amazing time, and they just want to come back again, to see a new show or to see the next show. It's always fun because we'll see families that have been here for years, and we knew their kids when their kids were 15 and coming with them, and now they've graduated from college and they're moving on. So it's a really exciting community. It's a really close community, and it's also a really supportive community. So I think when people come to Old Town, I think they get that vibe. One of the great things about Second City is that it's so accessible. We try to keep our ticket prices super low so that anyone can afford to come see a show here. During the week, our tickets are only $22. On Mondays, they're $16. So it really is. It's such a great value, and you get an amazing show.
I've spent most of my life here. I didn't expect, you never know what path you're going to take. And it's every day is a pleasure. That's all I can tell you. The people here are great. We have a wonderful staff. Everybody is very nice. I'm very old, and they're very nice to me.
The future of comedy is always on our stage, so it's a great place to stop.
Hi, here in the studio, we've got Joe Keefe.
Hi.
And Joe has had an illustrious career, and one of the areas that you've had some awesome success was at the Second City.
Yes, I started the Second City in 1983, although I'd been a fan even before that. I started in comedy very, very young in my life. Actually professionally at 13, but I started at Second City. I was the second youngest ever on main stage,
really?
and then I was fired from Second City 7 times.
7 times.
Yeah, I believe I hold the record. Gelman and I go back and forth. Mike Gelman's a director there, and he and I go back and forth. But I think I was fired, I think it was 7 times, and I'm not sure if I'm still fired or not. I can't quite tell, but they keep calling me up every few years and saying, what are you up to?
So you were at Second City in the 80s?
Yeah, 83, although I'd been going there even in the 70s as a kid, but I started in 83, and then I started as an actor and then became a director and then producer and then an executive producer. I started a company called Second City Communications, which was the production arm of the Second City Theaters. So we did everything from corporate videos to television to business television, a bunch of other applications like that.
Was there anybody, you know, through the 80s, there were a lot of big names going through
Yeah.
there. Was there anybody you worked with?
Well, my first main stage show was Jim Belushi's last main stage show, and then mostly as a director, though I moved into directing not relatively quickly, but fairly quickly, and then so I directed a lot of kids. I directed Farley. I directed. I put Stephen Colbert and Stephen Carell together in their first show, which Stephen Carell has said was the worst show he ever did. So I directed him in the worst show he ever did. So.
Well, that's
it's a high badge of honor.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've got we appreciate you coming in and
Oh,
answering a few questions
thrilled to
for
be
us.
here.
Yeah, and we're gonna send it back to Leah.
Thanks, guys. Coming up, Julia Terrais is the good people of Old Town.